1043.
All right, breaking news right now. We're following a police chase. These are live pictures out of Oakland Park.
Let's get you live out to the scene where Ralph Rayburn is in Skyforce HD above the scene. And Ralph, it looks like that car is traveling at a fairly, well, it's slowing down a little bit here, no?
Yeah, he's got traveling at a pretty good clip here in the neighborhoods just south of Oakland Park Boulevard, west of I-95. The vehicle being pursued by officers up around, I believe, Lighthouse Point, at least that far north. That's what we are hearing. Came down I-95,
Northwest 20th Street.
I-95 north of Hillsborough Boulevard. Back on the roadway. BSO asked for the assistance of Florida Highway Patrol. Florida Highway Patrol sent several troopers down south. They got behind the vehicle and then lost it in traffic as it entered off of I-95 at Oakland Park Boulevard, came westbound and is now being tracked by the Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter.
All right, so guys, we're going to be perimeter only. No engaging in the pursuit.
Anything else has occurred other than there is some damage to the rear of the vehicle, and it is in the neighborhoods here. Just quickly scan over on my GPS, see if I can give you a location. It's Northwest 30th Terrace right now, right off of 27th, 28th Avenue, and the vehicle is southbound on westbound. And again, this all happened in about the last 10 or 15 minutes. It took us about 8 minutes to get up here from our
southbound on 29th Avenue from 21st Street.
Period of time.
He's going to try to work his way out on 19th Street. Yeah, we're going to be we're on 19th Street westbound.
Police officers both on the ground and in the
19th Street westbound from 29th.
If you've got any questions or anything, we'll take them now.
All right, Ralph, so we're getting information just into the newsplex that this
sorry, that is 29th Avenue.
Lighthouse Point. As you said, this driver is apparently allegedly driving a stolen car. Again, you're looking at live pictures of a police chase. BSO is helping out, we believe, with their chopper as well. It's coming to
whichever is closest.
to stop there.
Might have a zero in the car. I just want to make sure we have two of the units
So,
here.
Ralph, when you first got to this picture, that area was already damaged. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It took us a while to identify the vehicle because there were no marked police cars behind it. We believe at one point it was being pursued by an unmarked police car. We have not confirmed that, but we did not see anything really suspicious on the roadway until we saw this vehicle turn into oncoming traffic. And as you can see now, obviously this is the vehicle that police officers in this area are trying to get to stop in the wrong lane of traffic into oncoming traffic several times now in these neighborhoods. I'm going to bring the camera back out here a little bit.
Bravo 42. Bravo.
So I can tell you exactly where we are. It's going to be right off of 36th Terrace, and I'm waiting for an intersection there between Oakland Park and Sunrise Boulevard. And again, this is this vehicle now turning westbound here, coming up on slower traffic. Obviously, rush hour here. You're going to see some crowded streets, and the vehicle now turning into a
blue four-door
store here through the back alley. Again, there's a police helicopter, one of the Broward Sheriff's Office helicopters. We got the bailout now of several suspects, and the vehicle is left in gear.
I'm trying to get an active location on them at this time.
Right there as we follow these people running through what appears to be this is a lake, near a lake, and they're running northbound.
For 21 just occurred, the Lighthouse Point was following. They were on Oakland heading westbound, but they have bailed out
right there.
at 31st and 19th.
Here right now, he's looking back and trying to see if he has eluded police, but again, that police helicopter
bailout at Oakland Park Boulevard to
in
1
this
Ave.
area as they cross this roadway here. Again, this
Oakland
happened
Park
in about the last
21st.
10 or 15 minutes. A vehicle that was described as being stolen out of Lighthouse Point or in that area. Police officers from that jurisdiction gave chase. There goes that police helicopter referring to.
One apartment complex. The other two ran across the street.
Right here. The next step for the Broward Sheriff's Office would be to get the local municipality that's involved in this area to put up a perimeter around this house. But right now, that's what we have. We have.
It's actually going to be in the 3700 block on 19th Street. I'm out with the vehicle. BSO canines, get ready to hit the ground.
We do not. The vehicle that bailed out is over. The police officers arriving at the scene there.
Getting in someone's vehicle.
So, Ralph, look at this. So we have two people getting inside another vehicle?
7-7, put somebody with the car, with my car, I'll be walking with BSO.
Yeah, make it a 3700 block of Northwest 19th Street. Another blue vehicle, that's this vehicle right here. We've got we're locked on if they want to join us over here.
So you got 3700 block of
And they are
19th Street.
now leaving this apartment
We
complex.
can stand by. They just stole another car. It's going to be a blue Honda four-door hatchback. Trying to get directions for you.
To try to at least 2 of the 4 people got into that vehicle as they bailed out of the one that came into the back of that parking lot in a little
I think they got into another vehicle.
And, they ran across. We probably ran maybe 200
Right, they're in a blue SUV. We're trying to get a DOT.
What appeared to be apartments or condominiums. Okay, he's got a cop. I'm being told there's a police officer. There's a Florida High Patrol vehicle behind him now, and you can see that he's driving erratically, trying to elude.
We're going to go with that. The other kids are still running around the apartment. And we're 23. I saw that leave the complex in a hurry, too. Okay, we are behind it. We are westbound on 21st Street.
Stolen vehicle chase where the people
westbound on 21st Street behind the blue Honda.
Continued to try to elude police.
You know, that's what I think is unusual.
Northbound on
Keys in the other
44th
car,
Avenue.
person to be able to take off, and
Northbound on 44th Avenue now.
Ralph, you mentioned something interesting earlier. This is rush hour, very heavily traveled area. One of the
The
things
last
I'm
update I have
noticing,
was they made a right on
but I'm not
114
necessarily noticing
headed
the police
southbound.
following directly behind
I
them. Do you
notified
think that's on
Myanmar, have
purpose
the
because they
unit
certainly don't
check
want
the
to
area
try to create even more
hold that
chaos
call
or the
then
potential for an
for
accident as they continue to
left
try to
eye
pursue
for
these
death.
subjects? Unless that's a police car that's right behind it right there.
Maybe unmarked.
Yeah, that's an unmarked SUV with lights on it, and there's a FHP trooper there behind him also following. I can't answer specifically.
Their unit stand by at 47th Sunrise. They're up in that area just north of our
The
city limits.
situations are so fluid, and sometimes so many different municipalities become
Units
involved.
start that
It takes a
way
while to
at
coordinate
10:23
that. And you can see right now
at Northwest
that this,
47th and West
the driver of this
Sunrise,
vehicle
47th
is
and
just
Sunrise.
not heeding
35 from the
any,
T,
warnings
Copy
or
51
anything.
code.
Now he's pulling up, and again, vehicle is stopped. It looks
Copy
like they're going to
51.
get out, and again, they're bailing out and running. This time
7-6 myself, 5-5, and Officer 5-6 are near the area of Parkgate.
Fences. Looks like they're running.
Or they carjacked the blue Honda. I have no
and
further for
around,
now.
To the second block, a block away from where they bailed out of the vehicle. Now they're in the front yard of a home here, and they're on foot. They're being pursued by officers, and now they're running. We've got a police officer coming up behind them. The one guy here.
Four subjects is still westbound. Any units responding?
Longer he's going to be but he's on foot, trying to elude the police
26.
officers. The officer there does have a although, albeit it would be difficult to communicate while you're running. This guy's running out of wind, and he's giving himself up here. Police is going to be taking him down. He's on the hood of that vehicle, so we have at least one of the subjects in custody. Now the FHP officer also arrives to assist, and this person is in custody. This all
responding northbound from Eagle and Washington.
About maybe in the last
25 cars, 29 miles, you're going to test it down the
I
vehicle?
understand that our
I just wanted to interrupt you, Ralph. Yeah, I just want, maybe you're not able to see this, but yes, we're looking at possibly
48, 25 Delta 303, 48.
That second blue car took off. It's hiding behind this.
25 Charlie 29 advised that he spotted the vehicle acting heading northbound and from Eagle and Washington. Advised that the vehicle was pulling into a plaza.
But this is your picture. He threw himself on the hood of
48
his car.
starting the
We don't know
94.
if the second car
25,
was stolen
Charlie
or
23 and 51.
what have you, but they did take off and they were
Southwest
determined
second.
not to give up. And again, this is another picture we're
Southwest
looking at of
second
the
where?
other suspect that was in the second car who took off on foot.
Charlie
He's
26.
running in backyards.
Advised
Definitely not willing to
25
give
Charlie
up
29
at
advised
all.
Southwest second and where?
And certainly when you look at the fact that he's running through the backyards of residential homes, and so certainly people in the area should stay inside their homes, especially as this guy just kind of went into what looks like a
4501,
to someone's
Tempo,
house to try to
4501
look into what
Northwest
he's
2
doing, but
Street.
obviously fairly tired now because he starts walking. Now he's starting
Hello, okay, ladies.
to run again.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Okay, I just want to tell you, Northwest 24th Court and Northwest 47th Avenue, that's the area that we're in. We are now watching as our camera trains on the second suspect here as he's hurdled about 3 or 4 fences here. He's in the neighborhood here. The Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter has been keeping an eye on him and is watching him right now, and we are communicating his location to that department as they continue to look for him.
And
He's
still going,
looks like he's
east
looking
down.
for a place to hide and catch his breath, but
Yeah, take
police
25
officers definitely active here.
Delta
in this
5, can you
area.
see if K92 is on the air, and if he is, some respond over there and help him
Along
out.
with Oakland Park Police and several other agencies that were all assisted in stopping first a blue sedan that was stolen out of, reported stolen out of Lighthouse Point. As our viewers watched us live, we saw those at least 4 people exit that vehicle with the vehicle still in gear in the rear parking lot of a shopping center right off of Oakland Park Boulevard. That vehicle collided with a parked vehicle. They ran a good 200 yards through a wooded area.
So, Ralph, let me interrupt. The guy on the right
sure.
is giving up. It looks like he threw himself on the ground.
There you go.
Looks to be another officer going to jump the fence there. He's crawling on his stomach. Well, maybe he's not giving up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he is. There's a canine officer right there at the fence, and the canine officer, they're seeing that that suspect probably thinking the better of trying to outrun the canine officer and his dog there. So he's crawling. He's being told to crawl on his hands to the gate, to the fence. They're going to secure him there, and there'll be other officers arriving on the location here shortly, and they'll be taken into custody. You can see right now he's hurtling over the fence. He's going to be laying down here. And
I want to interrupt, Ralph, to let viewers know what they're looking at right now is 2 live pictures on the left and the right of this developing story. The left picture is a guy on the ground there in the street who's been taken into custody for allegedly stealing a car, taking police on this police chase. And on the right, you can see, you're right, Ralph, the canine officer, the dog doing its thing, finding the other suspect who was crawling on the ground, and he's also now being cuffed.
And we also note that there are 2 other suspects on the loose right now. There were 4 people in that initial stolen car, that blue sedan, Ralph. So we do know that there are 2 in custody, 2 still on the loose, apparently. And so I'm sure that police are now going to be on the hunt for those 2, as they have at least 2 people who are suspected of stealing that blue sedan in custody.
That's correct, and right now I'm trying to backtrack here to figure out exactly, because we orbit around and occasionally we'll lose our bearing as far as where the bailout occurred and where what transpired, everything that transpired. But those 2 other suspects that we saw stopped short of the apartment complex where we saw the 2 suspects run in and then run out and get into the blue SUV. So they're somewhere back in that area. Now, of course, again, the Broward Sheriff's Office training for their pilots and for their spotters up there, they'll deploy assets on the ground to certain areas and put up what's called a box, and that's just imagine a perimeter around this area, and they won't let anybody in or out unless they get cleared by the police department, and they will check the back seats of cars and the trunks of automobiles, the beds of trucks that come through, any possible way to check and see if they can get it. And of course they do put out a description as best they can of the suspects as they are fleeing. But you saw live here on WSVN the takedown of 2 of those 4 suspects, and again, they're allegedly wanted for auto theft or a stolen vehicle. At least the vehicle they were in came back as a stolen vehicle, and a pursuit started in Lighthouse Point and actually went northbound on the I at one point as far north as Northwest 48th Street, and then the driver of the vehicle made a U-turn and started coming southbound, exited off of Oakland Park Boulevard, and then was coming through the neighborhoods between here Oakland Park and Sunrise Boulevard west of I-95. And as we said before, we showed you live the bailout from one vehicle, and a first for us here in Skyforce HD, the suspects, at least 2 of them, getting in another vehicle and then fleeing again, finally giving themselves up, or at least bailing out of that second vehicle in the area of Northwest 48th Terrace and 24th Court, where we saw one taken into custody by Florida Highway Patrol and some uniformed officers, and then the second, after a brief running exercise through the over fences and through people's backyards, a canine officer presented himself from the street side of in front of a house, spotted the suspect, and the suspect thought the better of it and gave himself up. So that's pretty much our story right here in Skyforce HD. I'm Ralph Raven reporting.